something happened on Melody Shari's page that had fans looking twice. And no, this time it wasn't because of a new controversy, a social media argument, or another reality TV headline. Actually, it was the complete opposite. It was quiet, it was simple. And somehow, that's exactly why people couldn't stop talking about it. Because in a world where reality TV families are often surrounded by drama, opinions, and constant conversations, Melody Shari gave fans a glimpse of something completely different. A mother watching her children experience life. A daughter discovering that farm life might not be as easy as it looks. A son stepping into an unfamiliar world with surprising confidence. And a family creating memories that had people feeling something they don't always expect from social media. A genuine emotional connection. Melody recently shared moments from a family day at the farm, and what started as a normal outing quickly became something fans found surprisingly meaningful. One moment had everyone laughing. Another had people talking about family roots and generational memories. And when you put both moments together, you start to understand why this simple farm day connected with so many people. Because this wasn't just about horses, goats, or a tractor. It was about a mother creating experiences for her children. It was about giving them memories that they might carry with them years from now. And for fans who have followed Melody's journey, that part matters. But before we get into why people are seeing this as more than just a fun day out, let's talk about the bigger picture. Because with Melody Shari, there is always history behind the moment. For years, fans have watched Melody's life unfold publicly. Many first got to know her through Love and Marriage, Huntsville, where viewers saw different sides of her personality, her relationships, and the challenges that came with being in the spotlight. Being a public figure means every decision, every post, and every moment can become a topic of conversation. And Melody has experienced that reality firsthand. Her life has been discussed, analyzed, and sometimes criticized by viewers who have followed her journey. But this post was different. There was no statement to make, no drama to address, no explanation needed. It was simply a mother saying, "Come see what my kids experienced today." And maybe that is exactly why fans responded so strongly. Because sometimes the most powerful moments are not the ones filled with excitement or controversy. Sometimes it's the quiet moments. The ones where a child tries something new. The ones where a parent sees a piece of their own childhood reflected in their child. The ones where a family is just enjoying being together. And that is exactly what happened during this farm visit. The first thing fans noticed was Mariah's reaction. Now, if you have ever been around farm animals before, you already know there is a big difference between seeing them from a distance and actually experiencing them up close. And Mariah's reaction showed that she was definitely getting the full experience. The smell of the horses, the unfamiliar surroundings, the reality of being somewhere completely different from everyday life. Her expression said everything. She was not pretending. She was not trying to act like she was suddenly a professional farm girl. She had a real reaction, and honestly, that is what made the moment so funny. Because viewers love moments that feel natural. They love seeing people just be themselves. And Mariah's reaction was one of those moments where fans could immediately say, "That is so relatable." Meanwhile, on the other side of the farm, Tank was having a completely different experience. While his sister was trying to adjust to the environment, Tank looked like he belonged there. Melody showed him helping with 4 goats, and fans immediately started noticing how comfortable and focused he appeared. This wasn't just a quick picture moment. He was actually participating. He was learning. He was experiencing something new. And that is where many viewers started appreciating the bigger message behind the day. Because childhood is not only about school, technology, or activities that happen indoors. Sometimes it's about stepping outside your comfort zone. Sometimes it's about getting your hands dirty. Sometimes it's about trying something completely different and realizing you're capable of more than you expected. And throughout the entire experience, Melody's role as a mother was something fans paid attention to. She wasn't standing back, just filming everything. She was present. She was watching. She was encouraging. When Mariah was uncomfortable, Melody checked on her. When Tank was involved with the goats, Melody encouraged him. Those small moments might seem insignificant to some people, but for many parents watching, those are the moments that matter the most. Because being a parent is not always about creating perfect moments. It's about being there during the messy, funny, unexpected ones. And then came the moment that made fans laugh even harder. Melody took the goat situation and turned it into a funny little lesson. She joked about how people sometimes run their mouths. Now, knowing Melody's history, some fans may have immediately wondered if she was sending a message about online drama or people who have talked about her. And honestly, that reaction makes sense because Melody has been involved in many public conversations over the years. But this time, the situation was much simpler. She was literally talking about goats. The joke was about what comes out of their mouths, and she used the moment to make her children laugh. It was classic mom humor, taking an ordinary situation and turning it into something memorable. And that might actually be one of the best parts of the entire video. Because while people often focus on the big moments in someone's life, sometimes the smallest moments reveal the most. A mother laughing with her kids. A child trying something unfamiliar. A family enjoying time together without worrying about outside opinions. That is what fans were seeing. And for many viewers, this was a refreshing change. Because instead of watching another conversation filled with tension, they were watching a family simply live. But the farm day wasn't over. Because hours later, Melody shared another moment. And this one took the conversation from funny to emotional. A moment involving Tank, a tractor, and a memory that connected generations. And this is where the entire farm day started to feel like something much bigger than just a fun activity. Because the second post wasn't about a funny reaction. It wasn't about a child trying to adjust to animals. It was about a memory, a connection. A moment where Melody Shari wasn't just watching her son experience something new. She was watching a piece of her own childhood come back to life. After sharing the hilarious moments from the farm, Melody posted another clip featuring Tank. But this time, the scene looked completely different. Instead of being around goats, Tank was sitting behind the wheel of a full-size tractor, moving through an open field. And for anyone watching, the first thing that stood out was his focus. He wasn't just sitting there for a quick picture. He looked engaged. He looked curious. He looked like he was taking in the entire experience. And that is exactly why so many fans reacted differently to this post. The goat video made people laugh. The tractor video made people think. Because sometimes a simple moment can carry a much deeper meaning. And for Melody, this wasn't just about letting her son drive a tractor. It reminded her of something personal, something connected to her own family history. In her caption, Melody shared that seeing Tank drive a tractor for the first time reminded her of when she used to drive one with her grandfather. And that one detail changed the way many fans looked at the entire post. Because suddenly, this wasn't just a child trying a new activity. This was a mother watching her son experience a moment that connected back to her own past. Think about that for a second. Years ago, Melody was the child creating memories with her grandfather. Now, she was the parent watching her own child create a similar memory. That is the kind of moment that reminds people how quickly life moves. One generation teaches the next, one memory becomes another. And something that seems small from the outside can carry years of meaning for the person experiencing it. Melody explained that she has always wanted her children to have experiences and make memories. And that statement is important because it gives more context behind why this farm day mattered. It wasn't only about entertainment. It wasn't about creating a social media moment. It was about exposure. It was about allowing her children to experience different environments, different skills, different parts of life that they may not normally encounter. And that is something many parents could relate to. Every parent wants their children to experience the world, to discover what they enjoy, to learn from different situations, to create stories they can look back on years later. And that seemed to be exactly what Melody was doing. She wasn't trying to create a perfect image. She was allowing her kids to have an imperfect, real experience. A day where one child loved the farm life. A day where another child was definitely questioning the smell of the horses. A day where everyone walked away with a story. And fans noticed. The comments on the tractor post showed that many viewers were not just focused on the tractor itself. They were focused on what the moment represented. One follower commented, "Handle it, Tank. That Roger's blood runs deep." Thanks for watching. If you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.